Ladies and gentlemen, live from Lima, Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977, episode number 2228. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking some AEW Dynamite. Now, this is the first time, it's been a long time it's happened, that AEW is going back-to-back with their shows. Tonight was Dynamite, tomorrow night is, like I said, it'll be on at 8 o'clock, it'll be during Rant and Rave. And ladies and gentlemen, I've always keep track of everything. I try to keep track of everything, and I promise you guys, I will bring you the wrestling reports as always, no matter what. And if everybody else doesn't like it, well, guess what? Tough noogies to them. Up their nose with a rubber hose. And if anybody complains about me watching AEW, I like watching wrestling. I like watching the WWE. I like watching AEW and TNA. So if you guys have a problem with that, shut up. Y'all shut up and listen to me. I'm older than most of you punks out there. Alright? So don't start with me. Don't start with me. Don't go there with me. Don't go there with me. Did you want to tell you that? Don't go there with me. Anyways, AEW Dynamite took place in Detroit, Michigan tonight, and Hangman Adam Page was addressing Detroit Crown. He was addressing Will Ospreay about, having a redemption, winning the Owen Hart tournament, and wants to become champion again. Will Ospreay interrupts Page and kind of objects to what Hangman Adam Page has to say, but they'll have to go at it. And then as they were talking, here comes that idiot, hot dog-headed moron, Don Callis and his stupid family. And who came out with them? You had Josh Alexander, Konosuke Takeshita. You had Lance Archer. You had Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, known as RPG Vice now. Just short for Roppongi Vice. And he said, I'll tell you what, So you two better get together and join forces, and I'll pick two members of my family to face you. So the two that will face Will Ospreay and Hangman Adam Page next week on spring break will be Konosuke Takeshita and the newest member of the AEW roster, Josh Alexander. So there you go. And then as Tony Schiavone, Taz, and Excalibur were talking about what's going to happen on tonight's card, here comes Stokely Hathaway, the love child, Kevin Hart and Charles Barkley, and FTR. What is their problem? And they go, oh, you have a problem with us? I would say, yeah, I have a problem because you guys don't respect people, okay? And then they address Daniel Garcia, and they decide to accept Daniel Garcia's challenge. And Stokely Hathaway pushes Tony Schiavone. If I was general manager of AEW, I'd say, you're fine. Like, you put a hand on my announcers. I will not allow that to happen. Was Stokely Hathaway trying to be like Gunther all of a sudden? Please, hide behind FTR. Hey, Stokely, one of these days, you're going to get your head slam dunked in. Because, you're looking like the love child, Kevin Hart and Charles Barkley, man. I think Stokely Hathaway is so small, he makes Muggsy Bogues look like Andre the Giant. Anyways, I can't stand him. And then Harley Cameron, the lovely and gorgeous and curvaceous and babylicious Harley Cameron, and Anna Jay talking about the Fatal 4-Way. And so the Fatal 4-Way, women's title eliminator match, and whoever gets the victory, will get a women's world title shot in the future. It was the timeless one, the curvaceous, babylicious, and wonderful, and totally funny, and beautiful. Timeless Toni Storm, the four-time AEW Women's World Champion, went up against Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, and Anna Jay. During the matchup, though, Megan Bayne showed up and started attacking everybody. During the matchup, there's no disqualification. And then here comes the lovely, gorgeous, all that, Harley Cameron. Like I said, On the last episode, I talked about I'm talking about tonight was a great wrestling night for me. Seeing Nikita Lyons in action on Evolve, and I get to see Timeless Tony Storm and Harley Cameron in the same match at the same in the segment at the same time. And in the end, Timeless Tony Storm did end up winning the matchup, though, as Harley Cameron goes after Bane with a pipe and started taking her out with it. I'm like, okay. But Timeless Tony Storm did win in the end, and Thunder Rosa gave her some love in the end, which I'm so glad that those two reconciled and made up. I thought that was so super cool. After what Thunder Rosa during her reign, Tony Storm came in the picture and all that, and I think Thunder Rosa likes the gimmick, and yeah, you convinced so, and Thunderstorm, they have a lot of fun. I'm glad that they were able to do it, and they hugged, and Thunder Rosa hold up the titles, and here you go. So, the crew came to ringside, and the Hurt Syndicate addresses the Detroit crowd, addresses the tag team division. Who's going to step up to us? Top Flight comes out and said, hey, we'll take you on. But then they got blindsided about MJF, and then MJF wanted to join the Hurt Syndicate. So, and in fact, Bobby Lashley had a smile on his face for once, and so did MVP. What's the story? Well, I don't know. I still can't stand MJF, though. He's a Beavis-looking butthead, in my opinion. And attacking Top Flight, yeah, I think so. He's trying so much to get into the Hurt Syndicate. Please. Seriously. Why do he even want it? Well, he's just going to be an annoying person. Anyways, the Elite or Okada Ricochet addresses tonight's their matches. Okada against Kevin Knight, and the Elite and Ricochet against the team of Swerve Strickland, Mark Briscoe, and Speedball Mike Bailey. And then when the Young Bucks entered their locker room, well, they Marina Shafir closed on. What, if the Young Bucks were told to stay out of Jon Moxley's way, what the heck is Marina Shafir and everybody else doing out, hanging out with them? Are they freaking seriously going to be kidding me with this? Young Bucks, Jon Moxley, I don't think that's going to, I can't stand them. Jon Moxley, I used to respect him when he was Dean Ambrose. I thought he was cool as Dean Ambrose, and he goes around and acts like a total jerk. And I feel bad for Renee Paquette marrying the guy, for goodness sake. And they had a daughter. What's the daughter going to grow up looking like? Oh, my goodness me. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, dude, Young Bucks, they were known as Generation Me and TNA. You know what? They live up to that. They was all about me. Us. We don't care about anyone. We make the big money. We're the founding fathers, know that. Cody Rhodes has a little something to do with that himself. You better be talking. It ain't just you two chumps. You two chumps that open AEW just to satisfy the idiots like Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer's an idiot. The Young Bucks are idiots. Who else is an idiot? That is, Young Bucks and Dave Meltzer, they should be the Three Stooges of wrestling. But in the end, it'd be an insult to the Three Stooges. Vince Russo says he doesn't want to watch the WWE or wrestling anymore. In the IWC, oh please, somebody smack me upside the friggin' head. I'm tired of them. I'd rather have the TWC, the wrestling club. They're the cool people. They enjoy watching wrestling and learning about everything and doing school assignments with it. It's so cool. Richard Taylor Perry, my God, give you 2 thumbs up, bro. Keep doing your thing up there in Brooklyn, New York, brother. Anyways, now the Ring of Honor television title is on the line. Nick Wayne against a mystery opponent, and it seems like Christian Cage says it'll be somebody from his past. And he says, and then Rhino came out. ECW legend Rhino came out. And Kip Sabian and Christian Cage try to do everything they can to help out Nick Wayne. But in the end, Nick Wayne retains the television title over Rhino. And then Christian Cage is playing mind games with Nick Wayne. And, Nick Wayne doesn't want the title. Christian Cage drops it. And he's like, what the heck? I mean, seriously. Christian Cage is another one I can't stand. He looks like that Dr. Rick guy from Progressive. I can't stand Christian Cage. I can't stand him. I would smack him. If he wants me to join, I'm saying, I ain't joining your stupid little group, and here's why. I ain't going to let you hold my belt like I'm some kind of 4-year-old kid. If I win a championship, it's my title, not yours. And if you touch my titles again, I'll grab my title and stick it up straight, and put some icy hot on it, stick it straight up your butt, and then pull it out and hit you in the face with it. That's what I would do. Anyways, Roosh addresses Kevin Knight about what Kevin Knight did. And Roosh says you wrestle the bull, you get the horns. And then the trios match of Mark Briscoe, Mike Bailey, and Swerve Strickland against the Young Bucks and Ricochet. And the Young Bucks and Ricochet end up winning the matchup. Renee Paquette was interviewing Will Ospreay about his encounter with Hangman Adam Page. MJF interrupts Ospreay, and he said, "We'll go at it." And Will Ospreay and MJF, that'll be a good matchup. And then she had Renee Paquette wasn't done yet. She was sitting down interview with Jamie Hayter, and as they were talking, Mercedes Moné blindsided Hayter, and both of them brawled throughout the arena until Mercedes Moné hit Hayter with that bank statement of hers. Alicia too interviewed Will Nightingale, and it seemed and then Chris Statlander interrupts her, and then Will Nightingale just challenges her to a friendly matchup, and Chris Statlander shake hands. That's fine. And Kevin Knight was supposed to take on Kazuchika Okada in a Continental title eliminator matchup, and Roosh attacked him along with Brett Varlistico until Speedball Mike Bailey came around. But Kevin Knight chooses still to compete despite being attacked. Mike Bailey says, "You sure you're going to go about this?" But then, since it's the Continental title eliminator matchup, everybody's barred from ringside, and Mike Bailey, and then Ospreay was telling him, you got to go. And they did fight, but Okada did win in the end. But then he started attacking Knight after the matchup, but then Speedball Mike Bailey came back out to chase Okada away. Then Don Callis addresses the Outrunners and said, "You know what? Get a couple of partners dumb enough as you guys will take on the Don Callis family. Kyle Fletcher and Lance Archer will join up with the Roppongi Vice, a.k.a. RPG Vice, against the Don Callis family." So we'll see. Alicia too interviewed the Hurt Syndicate, but before Bobby Lashley says anything, their lawyer whispered something and said, "You know what? When he speaks, we listen. We'll catch you next week." So a little bit of guessing game. You know what? I'm hoping that MJF does not join them. You know what? I'll let this Hurt Syndicate play mind games with MJF. Let them go crazy. I want to see what happens. Then Samoa Joe went one-on-one with Claudio Castagnoli for the main event. And Joe did win the matchup in the end, while Moxley Willie Yuta, a.k.a. Quantum Ranger, on crack, and Maria Shafir tried to enter the ring. And Powerhouse Hobbs came out with a steel chair and dared them to come. But then they decided to attack Claudio Castagnoli with the chair and took him out the same way he took out Shibata and Hook. Katsuyori Shibata, by the way. Well, one thing I don't like about AEW, the Young Bucks and MJF. Can't stand those clowns. That's for sure. Anyways, I can't stand Platinum Max Bastard either. Platinum Max Caster. He's an idiot. Couple things I like about AEW. Timeless Tony Storm, Harley Cameron, enough said. I don't care. I don't care. I get roasted by Gary saying, "Oh, he drags off with Timeless Tony Storm." I talk about Timeless Tony Storm. I don't do that other stuff at all. So, whatever. I talk about Timeless Tony Storm. I like Timeless Tony Storm. I think she's not beautiful and curvaceous and babylicious. She's funny as heck on the mic. It's hilarious. And beauty and humor can go a long way. And Timeless Tony Storm and Harley Cameron are perfect examples of that. So, yeah. So see Nikita Lyons on Evolve, and then Timeless Tony Storm, Harley Cameron. I'm a happy dude today. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to have some fun today. Well, that is it for episode 2228 of the show. Tomorrow's episodes, Pressure Luck I got AEW Collision, and hopefully TNA Impact. We'll talk a little bit about those. So I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.